YouTube as well. Welcome everybody. Again, when you are jumping on, let me know in the chat where you are watching from. I have TikTok over here. I have YouTube over here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I'm going to share with you the ACE framework. Okay, the ACE framework is going to help you create content that converts. See, the biggest problem people have in business is content. Is creating content that stops the scroll of their perfect customer. And that's what I want to cover with you today, how to do that. And I'm going to give you a simple to follow framework that if you apply this framework, oh my goodness, you're going to absolutely love the results that you can get with creating content. Here's what I love about the world that we live in today. And welcome everybody. When you're jumping on, let me know where you're watching from. I love this part because we literally have people all over the world and that we can literally hang out with. That's the power of social media. When you decide to build a business in today's world, guess what? You can market a business for free. Literally market a business for free. And that's what I'm going to show you how to effectively do it. Because it's not that people don't show up. Hey, my friend, welcome on YouTube. So happy you're here. It's not that people don't show up and create content, right? What it is, and I know my internet is so bad today. Dang it. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I might need to, hey, Christelle, how are you, my friend? I might need to go to my my data. I don't know. Let me know if it keeps on cutting in and out, let me know and I will switch over my internet because it's a little hiccupy today. And I don't want it to be hiccupy because I'm going to give you some really great strategies, right? I want you to apply this. So I got to share something with you because if I go back to 2022, okay, if I go back to 2022, I wasn't even on TikTok until September of 2022. I seriously thought TikTok was a dancing platform. I didn't know what I didn't know. So I'm going to share you a simple framework that I used. Because here's the thing. I had a lot of stinking thinking. I had a lot of limiting beliefs. I was like, am I too old for TikTok? I'm an introvert. Am I going to be able to make this work? And I went through that, but I applied this strategy that I'm going to share with you. And I made $7,000 my first month. I made $14,000 my second month. I made $22,000 my third. And then I started going live. I started going live on TikTok and it skyrocketed my income to $30,000 a month. Now I built a huge email list. And I have a community now, so that I put my potential customers in. And so I don't have to go live every day anymore because I'm able to get exposure to them through my email and through my free community. So I'm sharing that with you. That's how I created momentum though. Okay, that is how I created momentum. And if you're ready to create momentum in your business, or if you're looking for a business that will help you create momentum, I'm going to share with you launching tomorrow. I'm going to cover with you a 30-day growth plan. You are going to learn everything you need to go to grow a wildly successful business. Now I will share with you, hello, my friend. How are you? Welcome everybody. Again, when you're jumping on, let me know where you're watching from because I love this part, right? Because I love that to know who I'm hanging out with from all over the world. But I will be launching this 30-day growth plan. And it's literally, you're going to hang out with me every single day. For 30 days, I'm going to give you a short video with your action step for the day. And guess what? I am actually going to do this with you with a brand new Instagram and a brand new Facebook. Okay, so my Facebook actually has 0 followers. I have put a few videos, but I haven't really launched it out yet. My Instagram, I did share it inside my community. But I'm going to take you on this journey, and I want you to go on this journey with me. So here's what I love about this. So anyway, if you want access to the 30-day growth plan or the information, go right here, dailypaybusiness.com. Okay. dailypaybusiness.com. Hey, my friend, how are you? And then all you got to do is you're going to get an email from me. Reply to that email, and all you have to say in the email is, I want the information on the 30-day growth plan challenge that I will be doing. Okay, this is how you got to do, and I would love to share it with you. I'm super excited about it and to be on that journey with you. And if you want to give me your social media channels as well in that email, I'll share mine with you as well. So not only can you be part of the 30-day growth plan, but you can also follow me on social media. Okay. And you can watch me grow these accounts, right? I will share with you, it's not about how many videos go viral as much as about getting attention from the right people. I will share something with you that is so important, because it's not about the effort, or it's not about the content that you create. It's about how intentional you are with creating that content. Because I will share this with you. There will be moments in your business, mostly at the very hello, Karen from Alabama. Fresh paint. We got Roger from San Diego hanging out. Love it, love it, love it. So, and I'm sharing this with you because I remember when I started creating content, it's no different than anything. Like if I wanted to do 10 push-ups right now, I probably couldn't, right? But I could if I practiced every day. So when you start creating content on social media, you're not going to get a lot of views at first. Okay. So here's what I did. I showed up with a grateful heart. If I had 50 views on a video, I'd be like, yes, that's 50 people that's seen my content. So I was so grateful every day. So I want you to think about that. And when you create content, just become very grateful, even if you get 1 view or 500 views. And I think the reason why I was so grateful, because it's still to this day rocks my world that we get to market our business for free. Like, it blows my mind that you can make millions online and spend no money on marketing. So I'm going to share the strategy with you. I'm actually going to share the 30-day growth strategy with you. Is help you to create momentum. But today I want to give you something that you can implement in your business. And let me know, hey, Florida in the house. I love it. Let me know, put a 1 in the comments if you do not have a business yet. Okay, but you're looking to make an income online. Put a 1 in the comments. Put a 2 if you already do. You're just looking to attract daily paying customers. I kind of want to know who my audience is, okay? A bunch of 1s. Awesome. Welcome. Hey, thanks for following me, my friend. Okay, so those of you that don't have a business yet, oh my gosh, I'm proud of you for being here, because here's why. When you learn this, you can speed up the time it takes to attract customers, okay? So congratulations for being here. And I will share with you how you can actually be able to launch and grow a business within 2 days and make 100% profit off of other people's products. So you don't got to put the time or the energy. And it's actually, I think, the best, the most brilliant business model I think that's out there, because you just master the marketing. You don't got to worry about customer support, tech support, or any of that. You just got to master the marketing. And that's where the money's made. The money's made in the message and the marketing. Okay. That's where the millions come from. If you don't know how to have a good message, or if you don't know how to market, you'll never make money. Okay. Yay. I purchased a blueprint. Awesome. Congratulations. I love it. Okay. So let's break this down, because we're going to have fun today. Okay. Can we have some fun today? So this is the framework. And the first one, because you guys, this is so important. The first thing I want you to think about is attract. Okay. So that's why this is the top of the funnel. You're attracting people. So with that being said, this is why it's so important. Who? Okay. So for those of you that do not have a business yet, one of the things that's so important is who is going to be your perfect customer. Who is that person, like your heart would smile if they bought from you? If you already have a business, I want you to think about who that person is. Here, let me share with you why this is so important. So I help people make an income online. I help people make daily pay from home and make 100% profit in a 2-hour workday. That's what I help people do. I help them master getting their income earning activities done in 2 hours a day, because they have an automated system working for them. So that's what I do. Now, anybody could do that, right? Anybody can benefit from it. If somebody's trying to retire, they could benefit from the blueprint. If somebody is a single mom, they could benefit. Why am I sharing that with you? Because the message to a single mom with 3 kids that can't even afford an extra loaf of bread is a completely different message, okay? Completely different message to a happily married couple that want to retire in 3 years and they looked at the retirements, they looked at their investments, they looked at their savings, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's not going to happen. It's two different messages. That's why who you market to is so important. Okay, that's how you're going to start filling your funnel, because people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So if you're very vague, hello, my friend, thanks for hanging out with me. So if you're very vague with your content, they're just going to scroll by. Think about your behaviors, my friend. Think about them. What stops your scroll? Right? Is it something that was familiar? Is it something you thought was going to entertain you? Is it something you thought was going to educate you? What was it that stops your scroll? Pay attention. You know, our finger gets going, right? Let me grab my phone real quick here. Hold on. So for example, look at this. You think about it. Let me just go to my For You page. Look at this. What stops you and makes your finger pull back, right? Think about that. You got to think about that. That's where people are too. So that's why who you're wanting to attract is so important. Because if I was going after people that were retiring, right, my conversation would be, I want to show you how to make $900 a day, attract a $900 a day customer. That's $900 a day is $328,000 a year. In 3 years, you're a self-made millionaire. Would that help you be able to retire in 3 years? That would be my message to attract them. Now, if I was going after a single mom, of course she would love $900 a day, but right now she can't even afford a loaf of bread, so she's not even thinking like that. So I would say, how would you like to never have to take a calculator to the grocery store again? Would an extra $900 a month help you? How about $900 a week? If that's something you would love to learn and be able to learn how to do it 2 hours a day around your family without sacrificing more time and no monthly expenses, that would attract her. That's something that is, oh my gosh, I would love to never take a calculator. Now, this works for anything, by the way. So for example, let's say you sell weight loss, okay? And your perfect customer is somebody who loves pizza and doesn't like to work out. Do you think the message to them would be, hey, do you want to lose 20 pounds this summer? That's pretty vanilla, pretty generic. Everybody says that. What about this message? In this video, I'm going to show you how to lose 20 pounds this summer without giving up pizza, giving up ice cream, and without having to exercise. Oh, people are going to stop. So that's what I'm talking about. You got to find who that is and have a message to them. So for example, people like me, I love to work out every day, right? But if I saw a video, hey, how would you like to lose 5 pounds and only working out 30 minutes a day and not having to give up your wine and cheese? I'd be like, you're talking to me. So that's why that who is so important. It's not that, my friend, everybody could benefit, because they probably can from what you sell. It's just that you have to start filling your funnel with that person that connects with you. So I have to share this with you. When I launched my business, and I'm going to give you the exact first videos I would create if I was you. So when I first launched me too. I love this so much. Yes. Hey, Michele from Florida. So when I first launched my business, I was terrified. When I mean I was terrified, I mean I was seriously terrified. Because I couldn't imagine I was going to do videos every day. Because I'm such an introvert, believe it or not. Matter of fact, you guys, I said I would never go live. And here I am, right? Matter of fact, I didn't go live for my first 90 days. But I'm only sharing this with you because I was terrified to do videos. I thought I was way too old. So guess what? Those were my first videos I did. And I would share that in my stories. But I knew my perfect customer needed me to show up, because I knew what I was selling could change their life. So if I stay in my comfort zone and don't get out there and say anything, I can't impact people's lives. But so to get comfortable. This is what you need to do when you go to create content. By the way, every single one of you already consumers on social media. All you got to do is take 1 hour a day and become a creator, and you could change your life. You could build the most wildly successful business as long as you're selling something that's in high demand, right? You know what I mean by high demand, like something that is people are searching, something that is trending out there. That's something that people want. So this strategy works no matter the business, as long as it's in high demand. Okay. So my first video was for my who, and it was to attract them. Okay. And so that my first video was, oh my gosh, I'm going on TikTok and I'm terrified, but I'm more afraid of being in the same place in 6 months. So I'm going to launch a business on TikTok. Now, here's what happened when I went out there and created videos of exactly how I felt. Connection. So the ones that I attracted, some of them it connected. So when they connect, guess what happens when the connection happens? They probably start following you. But it was because I was real or I was raw. See, when you become very intentional about something, by the way, your mess can become your message. When we try to be somebody we're not is when we fail, is when our content doesn't work, is when we don't attract customers. When we are just ourself is when it works. Okay? So I went out there and that's what I did. I literally let people know how I felt. And that's what created a connection. By the way, connection equals currency. If you can master connecting with people, guess what? Your life will change. So here's how I connected. Ready? Stories. I just shared that story with you, that I was terrified to go on social media. How many of you, when I shared that story, how I was terrified, you're like, that's me. How many of you could relate to that? Yeah, how many of you could relate to that? I'm curious. Let me see. How many of you could relate to that? I'm curious. Anybody can relate to that? Oh yeah. Yeah, me. Good. So there you go. Oh, we going to share a story. There's not one of you listening to me right now that can't share a story. There's not one of you. Right? There's not one of you. That's all I did. I just was naturally me. So here's what I did. I went out there and I shared stories. Okay. And guess what happened? I would start getting engagement. Okay. This is the next. Engage. I would start getting engagement. People would comment on my post and be like, oh my gosh, you're in my head. That video's for me. Or they'd be like, oh my gosh. Like, it would send me an email, be like, that's exactly how I feel. See, we do not put our kids to bed at night and tell them bedtime facts. We tell them bedtime stories. Connections made in the storytelling. Now, when you can master that, guess what happens? Your life will change. It's just learning how to master it. So your story hooked me. I thought, if this mom of 6 can do it, so can I. Yes. Matter of fact, it's interesting to me. My community, they know me. They know I'm a mom of 6. They know I'm a grandma to 5. They know I love the Dallas Cowboys. They know I love traveling. They know my son's a runner, and I never want to miss where he runs because he runs for a D1 college. They know I pay cash for a lake house. They know my goal is to create 1,000 self-made millionaires. How do people know all that? Because I've shared my story, which creates a connection. Sometimes, Tim, oh my gosh, sometimes when people ask me to audit their social media, I will just scan through like 30 videos. I have no idea who they are. I don't know anything about them. See, it's easy to be vanilla in our marketing, which is just go out there and just create content to create content. That's easy. The hard part is mastering the storytelling. But if you can master storytelling, your entire world will change. But guess what is really cool when you master storytelling? Oh my gosh, this is the best part. It makes creating content easy and it makes creating content fun. It's seriously that simple. And I want to help you. I want to walk you through that process today. And I really want to help you master this. So I want you to think about the ACE framework when you're creating content. So engage, this is called a CTA, which is a call to action. So let me grab my phone. I'm going to show you something, okay? And I just want to give you an example of a CTA. So this is a video I did yesterday, okay? I did this video yesterday in my car, but I want you to look at the comments. I want you to see all the yeses, okay? Look at all these yeses. I still need to reply to a bunch of them. Look at all the yeses, tons of yeses, okay? And I want you to see my response, okay? See my response? That's a CTA. So they say yes. So I created a video. I shared a story, okay? It was for my perfect customer. That's what stops or scroll. I got them to connect through the storytelling, and I ended it with a CTA. You have to give people the next step. And then this is all I reply, details@dailypaybusiness.com. You guys realize you have 3 seconds to stop somebody's scroll, and you have another 3 seconds to hook them into the rest to get to your videos a little bit more. You have 6 seconds. If your 6 seconds in your video are really, I call it juicy, you're going to have a hard time building a business on social media. So your first 3 seconds has to have some type of emotion or create some type of curiosity. And then right into that connection point with a story. Now, the worst thing you can do, because, hey, my friend, how are you? I'm going to give you some do's and don'ts, okay? Like, don't go into details. Like, this is where I see a lot of people fall short. They'll do a really good hook, and then they'll start going, oh, and my name is Michele, and I live in Kansas, and I have 6 kids, and just a second. And I have, just a minute. Okay. I have 6 kids and I have 5 grandkids, and here's their ages. Like, you've lost them. So your story has to be so juicy that they'll like get to the point. So for example, when I launched my business, it was simple. I literally, you guys, I literally got so refined on my story. We all have stories, right? There's so many parts to our story that we have. So I would be like, back in September of 2022, I was stressed. I was overwhelmed. I just wanted more time with my family, and I wanted more income to make more memories. And I was feeling miserably at that. So I want you to think about that. As a mom, that would stop your scroll. Right? That would stop your scroll. But do you see how I got to the point? I use what's called trigger words. Okay, so in the connection, use triggers. Use triggers. What are words that would trigger a mom? Like stress, overwhelm, mom guilt, not enough money, not enough time, not enough memories. Those are all trigger words that a mom can feel. So when I started using them, guess what happened? It connected with moms, right? And then I ended it with a CTA. and I invited them to the next step. I want you to think about how many times have you watched a video that was really, 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 really good. Like the video was really good, but then all of a sudden the video ended. So what did you do? You kept on scrolling. But how many times have you watched a video that was really, really good, then they gave you an action step to do? What did you do? You took the action step. Now, it doesn't mean everybody will. That's why the engagement gets smaller, right? It's easy to get exposure, attraction, the connection not as wide, and the engagement, right? The engagement less. But then the money follows. The engagement will create the currency. This is just what you got to master, but you'll never master it if you're not have a who you're going after. Now, then there is also a broader point to it as well. Oh, thank you. I'm glad this is so good. There's a broader point to it. So for example, you could go after, like yesterday inside my community, I was doing a training and I was helping them with hooks, right? And a gal, she was talking about, she wants to go after widowers, people that depended on somebody else, right? And they want to be bold. They want to take their life back. I told her, I said, you don't need to niche down that much to widowers, right? Just go, because there's stay-at-home moms that want their own money, want their own voice, want their own, and, sort of, I said, don't niche down that much, right? So that's what you got to be really careful with now. But when you look at a mom, see, I used to talk to just single moms, but I will share the kind of a funny story with you. The reason why I quit just saying single moms is because I was attracting a lot of guys. Right? Because TikTok is a little crazy like that. Sorry, TikTok, but TikTok's a little crazy like that. So I had to get rid of just the single, right? So the relatability came in. Never take a calculator to the grocery store. Never miss those moments, right? That's the relatability. So I want you guys to think about right now I would love for you guys to actually put it in the comments. Who is your perfect customer? Like who do you want to create content for? Right? That is so important. Like, who is your perfect customer? Who do you want to create content for? That's the first thing you need. I help. Who do you help with what? Right? And so then that's going to help you be able to attract that. You could literally go create content right now, and you could literally be like me. I help moms be able to make an income online by following a proven blueprint where they can get their income earning activities done in 2 hours a day. They have a fully automated system that's out there working for them. They can make 100% profit, and their number one selling product is $900. I could just go say that over and over again, and the moms that are like, oh my God, I want an easy to follow blueprint. I want to learn how to make 900. What is this? I just said the same thing over and over again. So that's what you got to do. Divorced dads, love it. Yes. Moms, yes. Exactly. Then there's a good point, right? And so that's where your content needs to come after. Like, so who? Divorced dads. Then what's the story? What's that story that you can share that will connect to divorced dads? Ashley, what's that story you can share that will create that connection point for moms? So here's what a lot of people do wrong. They think people buy products, programs, services. They don't. They buy people. And the best way to connect with people is through storytelling. I'm going to give you a great example. A lot of you are going to go like, oh my gosh, that makes sense, right? Yeah. Thank you for being here, Beverly. I want you to think about this. You can be in a crowded room and everybody's just kind of doing this small talk and talking back and forth. Then all of a sudden, one person starts sharing a story and the room starts getting quieter and everybody starts gravitating to that guy sharing that story. And the room gets quiet and this one man's talking and he's sharing a story. Then all of a sudden, the story's over. Now, two things will happen after he gets done sharing that story. Two things. One, people that connected to that story are going to walk up closer to him, maybe even tap his shoulder and talk to him because they felt connected to that story. Two, the others are going to be like, that was a good story, and walk away because there was no connection to it. But it wasn't because it was a bad story. Why am I telling you guys that? Because if nobody is looking at your content, it's probably because it didn't connect with your perfect customer because you didn't call them out at the very beginning of your content. That should be in the hook, right? So for example, if you're going after divorced dads and they know that at the very beginning, then guess what's going to happen? They're going to feel connected. And if that story connects with them, they're going to want to engage with you. So if there's no who and if there's no story, there's no engagement. That's all you have to master. So here's what I would do. I would literally go to ChatGPT, and I literally would tell ChatGPT, I am a content creator on what platform? You guys write this down. I'm giving you a hot tip right now. I'm a content creator on blank. I'm a content creator on TikTok, or I'm a content creator on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. Or you can say, I would say one platform at a time, by the way, because it's a little different for every platform. I'm a content creator on blank. And I help divorced dads be able to blank without blank, so they can have, what's that transformation they can have? What's that outcome? Can you create me 10 hooks that have emotion and create curiosity? And I want these hooks to be based off of, and then share your story. That's it. Share your story. Like, share your story. Why divorced dads? Like, and share your story. And then click enter. And then ChatGPT is going to go do, and there's going to give you 10 hooks. Now take those 10 hooks and be like, create me 4 more that have more empathy. Click enter. Then it's going to populate them. Say, great, create me 4 more that have more compassion. Click enter. Create me 4 more that are more heart-centered. Or you might say bold, right? I want you to use some action verbs that will help you have even juicier hooks. Then click enter and then say, create me 3 more or 4 more that have more urgency. Congratulations, you just got enough hooks to create content for the entire month. Based off of you being the content creator on social media, based off of your story, and based off of who your perfect customer is, who they are, what's their biggest pain point, and what is that outcome that you're going to give them. You guys, you'll love it. It will be the most amazing thing that you do. So take them, and here's what I do when I do things like that, right? What I do is, if I read like a hook that ChatGPT gives me, if it's hard for me to say, don't use it. I only say the ones that I feel good about, that are easy, very helpful. Yay! Love it, love it, love it. And so you got to be careful with that, right? And of you saying things that something you would never say. So I will take what ChatGPT gives me and just use it in my words. But if you just took those hooks and that's all you worked on the next 7 days, just mastering a good story with those hooks, and end it with a CTA, your content will increase. It will improve. It definitely will. So awesome. Okay. I help low income earners not to work 2 to 3 jobs to cover their expenses and not be able to have time for family and self-care. Okay. Now, just be careful. Who is that? Okay. Just be careful when you're going after low income earners because they don't have money, right? So if you're going after people that don't have money, that's going to be hard to make money off of people that don't have money, right? If they have to have 2 to 3 jobs to support their family, how are they going to afford to invest in what you have? So be really, really, really careful with that, right? Because you can be creating a lot of content, but not getting any customers because they can't afford you. So let me give you a few little tips on that. If you're trying to go after low income, there's another way you can help them, right? And you can help them by you making a lot of money and be able to have different opportunities to help them with. Or another thing that you can do is you can create a marketing campaign about how they can afford it and what it's costing them with time or money, right? Because if they're working 2 to 3 jobs, they don't have any time. And so if they're still broke, how is that vicious cycle ever going to end? So you can, and if you guys see, because I know exactly what you're doing, and I love that about you because that shows your heart. When I first launched my business, I went after single moms. You guys can go through my YouTube and see this. So one of the videos I created was 10 ways to come up with the money to invest in your own business. It's probably, if you scroll through my videos, or I think you can list it by the date, it's in 2022. And it's a video I created. I gave them, it's actually still in my automations today, by the way. And I give them reasons why or how to come up with the money to be able to invest. So if that's your perfect customer, that's fine. You just got to create content that will serve them to help them see. Because trust me, if they're working 2 to 3 jobs, they are in such a reaction mode where they'll be like, this sounds too good to be true, or I'm too broke, or I can't do this. So help them through that with those type of stories. So for example, I have a gal inside my community that she cleaned homes and babysat to invest. Now she's made over $500,000 in 2 years. I have another gal, she's the one that couldn't even afford a loaf of bread. She actually sold some stuff on Facebook Marketplace to get started. And she's really good at storytelling. She only uses Facebook. She still to this day has never created a video, by the way, you guys. So wild, right? She just is really, really good at storytelling in her posts. And she shared her journey. Okay, she shared the journey. And it was interesting because she goes, hey guys, I'm selling some stuff on Facebook Marketplace because I can't even afford a loaf of bread after I pay the bills. And I'm gonna invest into digital marketing and learn some skills because I don't want to get another job and leave my family. Does anybody have any pointers on digital marketing? She's creating this engagement. She's smarter than she thinks she is. Like, it's amazing how good of content she is at storytelling. Anyway, a day and a half later, she did sell enough stuff on Facebook Marketplace to buy my $300 passive daily pay blueprint. She went back on Facebook and she talked about, yay, I just sold this. I'm excited. I'm launching into digital marketing. Wish me luck. And then she would just like share her journey, like, oh my gosh, it's going to be automated. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that is, but it sounds exciting. And she just kept on sharing her journey. Well, anyway, in her first less than 24 hours of launching her business, she made $900 because she just kept on sharing the story, right? So when you're going after lower income people, you will find people like the ones I just shared with you. You will find them, but you have to show them how to come up with the money. Okay, does that sound good? Hello, good afternoon. Yes. Florida in the house. I love that. So anyway, there's nothing wrong because I did the same thing. That's why I created that YouTube video, right? So you could even create a video like that. Put it on YouTube, put it on, TikTok or something like that. So you can help people with that and make sure you put that inside your automations. I'm not saying they won't buy because they will, because they're paying $100 a month to have a cell phone, right? That is why when I launched my program, I made sure there's 4 different income streams, 4 different products to pick from, because I wanted to be able to help everybody, no matter what country they live in and no matter what income they had. So just create, not only share with them the value of it, share with them how they can afford it. And then you can change a lot of lives. Yay, I'm glad you're here. Yes. Yes. Makes so much sense why I haven't had any customers for a year. That's exactly why. Yeah. Yeah. Just either change your audience or recreate or create new content to help them get it. Here's the great part. When somebody goes to their house and sells something to buy from you, they're going to take what they bought serious. Okay? When people pay, they pay attention. Or if somebody goes and walks dogs or babysits or mows, lawns or clean cars or clean houses or something, man, they are going to make it work. So they're actually probably some of the best customers, because the other side of it is sometimes when people, it's easy for them to afford it, it's also easy for them to not do anything. So sometimes when you have the lower income people and they buy from you and they take action, they have the most success. Pretty wild, huh? That's what I tell people all the time when they're like, I'm just not having success. This is what I say. It's quite interesting. I'm like, is it because it's your plan B? I will tell you guys this right now. The moment you take what you're selling as serious as you take your job, the moment everything changes. See, when I launched my business, and this is why this ACE framework works, because I was so intentional. I was so intentional with attracting my perfect customers. I was so intentional with storytelling and made sure there was triggers that would connect with my customer. And I was so intentional on making sure there was a CTA. I mean, this was so important to my success. But here's the thing. I burned that bridge. And what I mean by that is there was no going back. This digital marketing was going to be my plan A, was going to be my freedom, was going to help me leave a legacy for my family. It was it. There was no other options for me. I wasn't going back to network marketing. I was not going to go get a job. So some people, when they go to build a business, and this could be you, and there's nothing wrong with it as long as you recognize this, my friend. Some people, when they go to build a business, they're in the boat, but they got their toes dipping in the water to see how it feels if they want to jump in. I burned the boat. I jumped in and I swam to the island, and now I've created a paradise for my family because there was no other option. When there is no other option and you have to make it work, you become intentional with attract, connect, and engage. You become so intentional. This is it. This is all you have to do. This is all you have to do. And in storytelling, you can add value, add the value in the storytelling, and that just makes that connection even stronger because they're like, oh my gosh, they're the go-to guy. They're the go-to gal. Where have they been my entire life? That's what creates that. But that's it. You guys, don't make it harder than this. It is not this hard. We make it so hard. We'll spend so much time trying to create the right piece of content. It's not about us. It's about them. It's about that story or triggers or value. And that's kind of what I do is stories either have to have triggers or value. So here's what I mean by value, okay? And you have to look at what you are selling and what is the value that it will have for them. So for example, I love helping families make daily pay from home. The value that I share on social media is I break down that 2-hour workday, how it truly is possible, how it works. Because if you can get your income earning activities done in 2 hours a day, you have 22 hours in your day to do the things that you need to do or love to do or want to do, right? That's how I do that. That's the value I give by showing them what the 2-hour workday is. The other value I share to my audience is I show them what automations are, but not the boring side of automations. I show them the freedom side. I show them how the automations can bring freedom in their life. Okay. The other thing is community. I show them the value they have of being part of a community where there's live interactive calls every single week. That's what I mean by value. So I do story and value combined, right? That's just work on that. But the first thing you got to do is the hook, because it doesn't matter how much is in this if you're not even getting them if you're not even attracting them. So I always say all the time, you can't eat an apple in one bite. It's bite-sized pieces. So the first bite you're taking is, who is this and how can I attract them? You could go right now, like let's go back to the divorced dads. All right, where's all my divorced dads at? If you're a divorced dad, put in the comments, you're a divorced dad, and put where you're from. That's it. Or you could have a faceless, not like a face, you could have a video of like you and your kids, that just the back of you, and you could do like a 7-second video and have those words on the screen. You're just calling out the who's. So the low income, right? Instead of saying lower income, you could literally just be like, okay, where's my parents out there that have 2 jobs, and to make ends meet, you might be forced to get a 3rd job. Where are you at? I want you to know I see you. Let me know in the chat where you're at and how many jobs that you have. You're just attracting the who's. You're literally calling them out. I remember one of the videos I created, and that was, I think it was, I said single moms. Where are my single moms at that literally are dealing with mom guilt because they blinked and their kids are getting older and they didn't make enough memories and they don't have enough money? I just want you to know I see you, but I can't be the only mom that feels this way. That video went crazy. I just was calling them out. We're so afraid to do that, and I don't understand. We can be human at a baseball game with other parents, but when we go online, we become like this robotic thing. Don't do that. Just be you. Just be you. South Africa in the house. I love it. Yeah. Digital marketing is the way. Yes, it is. It is. I mean, and it's a choice for people. And that's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, never compare your success to anybody else, because some people might have burned the boat like me, and this was the only option. Some people might be like, I mean, if it works, yeah. If it doesn't, okay. And then you also have the people that jump to something new like every 2 months. When the going gets hard, gets tough, they get going, right? Instead of realizing, oh, that's your leadership gap and you got to push through it. That's it. Yeah. San Diego in the house. That's it. So I will be launching a 30-day growth plan. Okay. I'll be launching it inside my community. So if you are in my community, get ready. I'm going to actually introduce it to you guys tomorrow. And then we're going to do a webinar about it to the world tomorrow night. Okay. Now, if you're not inside my community yet, and you would like to be mentored to a 30-day growth plan, is to grow your following, grow your email list, and grow an income online. If you want access to that, go right here, dailypaybusiness.com. Okay, dailypaybusiness.com. You're going to put your email in, and then it's going to take you immediately to get you access to the blueprint that's going to be walking you through the 30-day growth plan. I'll also be giving you an invite to the call I'm going to be doing tomorrow, sharing it. And my goal is to really help you in the month of August be able to get momentum going, so the rest of 25 is the best of 25. So if you do not have a business yet, okay, and you're listening to me right now, I can help you have multiple income streams while you're learning marketing skills. And then once you learn the marketing skills, if you want to branch out to other income streams or create your own, that's perfect, because you've learned the hardest part, which is how to market. It's called the learning and earning process, because you have the ability to get the resale rights on my learning programs that people buy thousands all the time. So if you would love that, I would absolutely love to share that with you as well. That's what I'm here for, is to help you. So when I launched my business in 2022, I had a goal of making $54,000 a year, because the only thing I cared about was being able to pay my bills and having more time with my children without pressure, without guilt, without having to grab my phone every time I got a notification that somebody messaged me, because my phone controlled my life, and it controlled, I'd be doing something fun with my kids. I'd be like, hold on, somebody just DM'd me. It could be a customer. I did that for years. I was able to walk away from that. But my mentality, I was like, if I can just make 54,000, because I thought it was impossible to make more than that without working your face off. I didn't know what I didn't know. I'm only sharing that with you because I ended up making, with this strategy here and just getting really, really good at that, I ended up making 7,000 my first month. I was shocked. I said, it's got to be too good to be true. I ended up making 14,000 my next month and 22,000. Fast forward, I ended up making 6 figures in 6 months, my first million in 17. And now I make 6 figures a month because I just mastered this strategy. I didn't make it harder than this. So I'm telling you, no matter if you're selling something in high demand or you don't have anything to sell yet, I would love to show you how to master this and make money at the same time. So thanks you guys for hanging out with me. And again, any questions when you go here, dailypaidbusiness.com, just reply to that email and I would love to answer your questions. Have a great day. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. Bye.